There are three things that I think the realtor should be able to do before they're even allowed to leave the real estate office and meet with buyers and sellers, and they are this. One, you should be able to explain the listing agreement to a home seller without looking at the contract. Two, you should be able to explain the purchase agreement to a home buyer without looking at the contract. And three, you should be able to figure out the principal and interest portion of a mortgage payment. So if you can't do all three of those things, you shouldn't even leave the real estate office. This is a hill I will die on.
I very firmly agree with number three. Every real estate agent should be able to use a financial calculator to calculate principal and interest payments on a mortgage. You should be able to estimate tax payments. You should be able to estimate insurance, homeowners insurance payments. You should be able to estimate private mortgage insurance if your client is taking on a loan program that will require it, i.e. a conventional loan less than a 20% down payment. You should understand those things. Let's talk about his number one and two, explaining the listing agreement without seeing it. Explaining number two, the purchase agreement without seeing it. I don't know what the obsession is about not having it in front of you. There's never going to be a scenario where you need to explain the contract without having a copy of it in front of you. I think you should understand all the terms, conditions, and contingencies and the language of those agreements, those bilateral or unilateral contracts. But interpretation is something that is always going to be done with a copy of the contract present. So explaining different things on each is totally inbounds. The number one question I get on contracts usually result in me saying, what does the contract say? That is my response. And these are great agents, and really all they need to do is go back and reread the contract or the agreement to come up with an answer. Also, most of the questions I answer are usually requesting validation. They know the correct answers. They just want me to provide the confidence that they need to actually solve the problem. So again, you should know how to explain it. But without a copy, I think is a bit of a stretch. I don't know if it's a hill that I would die on, like he says, but you definitely should know both contracts. You should know how to calculate principal and interest payments and estimate monthly payments.